Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of the Starting 11. It's me, Paul, and Mr. Anderson tonight.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
On the dock for today's episode is the Champions League results and the finals preview. The EPL champion has been announced with the results and transfer rumors so far that we've been hearing about. So let's start off with the the Champions League. What else can you say but comeback and comeback and wow, it's like you thought you saw a comeback on a Tuesday with Liverpool coming back on Barca, and then you got a freaking game and a half between Tottenham and Ajax. So
It's
uh
like you said, It's like you said. It's like they watched our podcast. We were just like, nah, there's no way they're coming back, and they're like, for real, we're not coming back. I bet. Like it's like we said. As long as Barca plays defense, couldn't even do that. Like,
it, it was horrendous. I watched the replay on this and I went to the goals pretty much. All right, the first goal I blame Jordy. Jordy had a horrible game. Horrible. I don't know what he was thinking. Was he trying to prove during that whole game that he knows how to head the ball? Because the ball's coming up, there's nobody around. I was like, oh, he's gonna bring it down with his chest. Oh no, he pops it backwards. Oh, the ball's coming down. Just bring it down with your chest. I'm like, pops it back with his head. I'm like, dude, there's nobody around you. Like when the ball's coming down, like the first thing you do is you check your area, like who's coming, And I'm sure if like somebody's coming, they're gonna tell you. You got all the time in the world. Why are you rushing? Like I know, like this is the thing. Liverpool was pressuring, which
yeah,
which they never made the adjustments for that. And they actually had good plays during the game when they actually did some long through passes. And that's when Barca was effective because they caught Liverpool off guard and they needed to continue doing that. But they couldn't do it because the man, Rakitic, nowhere to be seen. As much as people were jumping on Coutinho, Rakitic was worse in that game. He did far worse. Like I'm watching the guy like playing like he's like a 8-year-old or a 6-year-old playing soccer and like bunching up. I'm like, why? Like for what reason? Like open up, man. Like you guys are getting pressed and you're bunching up. You're making it worse.
yeah.
It's and then so and then Valverde doesn't try to make a substitute at halftime. The second goal comes in, nobody warms up. The third goal happens, then Semedo comes in. I'm like, come on, dude. Really? You're waiting that long to be down 3-0? The last goal, the fourth goal was amazing. And that was a heads up play.
Yeah,
That was a straight up heads up
definitely.
play. The second goal, what was the second goal? Who made the second goal? Was that the header?
Uh, I want to say it was, but like, but regardless of like what Liverpool did, like hats off to them. It was a great game on their part. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
know, but like I just don't understand. Again, like just going off like what you said, I don't understand like what Valverde was thinking. We just kept saying it. Like we've been saying it the whole time. It's like we knew what was going to happen, and we talked about it last week. Like you cannot park the bus against this team. Like, you can't park the bus for 90 minutes in Anfield against Liverpool and think you're gonna win. Like I don't care how many goals, because if they had another 10 minutes and they were down and they needed 5 goals, they probably would have scored a fifth one. Like this is what we've been saying the whole time before we even did the podcast, before we were talking everything. Like just strictly talking soccer knowledge. Like you cannot go into that stadium of all places with that coach and that team and think you're gonna sit back with that back four, which isn't the best, and you're gonna sit back for 90 minutes and defend that team. That wasn't gonna happen. Like,
No.
and he sat there and waited until they were tied 3-3 to try to start playing. And then by that time it was too late. There was no rhythm. There was nothing. Like everybody was bunched up. They weren't getting the ball wide. Liverpool was just pressing the crap out of them. They didn't know what to do. They were done. As soon
Yeah.
as that fourth goal happened, I was like, yeah, it's over. Like even before
Yeah.
the fourth goal was just the assurance. Like
hmm
even before, it was a horrible game. Horrible.
Yeah, you can see at the third goal, like the morale of Barca just went like, boom, went from like whatever it was, it went to like a negative.
Oh, it was
You know,
terrible.
I mean, you could
Terrible.
tell, and I don't doubt it because it's like you're up 3-0, and then you're down 1-0, you're down 2-0, and then a minute later, after they being down 2-0, they're down 3-0. Now they're tied. Now they're screwed. So my problem watching that game was there was no adjustments at the 30-minute mark. The guys kept running around trying just short passes. It's like you're getting pressured. In order to open that can, you need to long passes. Long passes, long through passes open up. Like if you were to go back and you watch it, when they were effective, it was some long passes from the middle, hitting that back line. Coutinho got in there, Messi got in there, Jordi got in there. I mean, they were effective. And they needed to keep doing that. But because of the fact they were trying to play small ball against that pressure, it wasn't happening. And they weren't doing anything to get around it or past it. And they kept going into the middle where it was clogged, which made no sense. And then uh, the substitutes were annoying. So he takes out Semedo. He puts in Semedo, takes out Coutinho. Semedo goes to the right back position. He pushes up Sergio Roberto up to Coutinho's spot. So he's pretty much that's at the point at that point he started parking the bus. He went more defensive. And I
Yeah.
was like, that's a bad idea. That was bad. Um, at that moment he needed to put in Arthur for Rakitic, which came in later in the game. Because Rakitic was not doing jack. That was the worst decision to keep Rakitic in that game for so long. He didn't do anything but just get in the way of other players. Like he had one good pass, and he made a bad pass on the third goal. I think it was the third or the second goal. Can't remember which one it was. He made a bad pass. Like he had a horrible game. Everybody gets on Coutinho, but to me, honestly, I think Rakitic had the worst game. And Liverpool they just had the right plan, and Barca never made the adjustments to force them to adjust.
No, not one. Not one.
No.
He sat back. He sat back the whole game, and then by the time he tried to even do anything, it was too late. Like
Yeah.
they lost. They lost everything. Like it was one. It was like one of the. It was like I told you before. It was one of the worst games I've ever seen Barcelona play in my life. Like I haven't watched. I've been watching soccer probably as long as you, but like just I've only been watching maybe like a little more than 10 years, maybe. But like just that was terrible. I've never seen a game from them that bad. Like, and that even includes like the Roma game last year, and that was god awful too. Like, that one was bad too, but this one was just like a whole nother level. Like, and to me, that just kind of like that just I almost feel like it speaks to the disrespect that like Valverde even had to, like towards Klopp and Liverpool and Anfield. And do you think you could walk into? It's one thing if you're at Camp Nou, like you thought you could go into Anfield and park the bus on them? Like, come on, man. Like, just play a regular game. Like, just do something. You would have had a better chance of winning the game if you went out and tried to win that game 3-0. You would have had a better chance at winning if you just played a regular game than just parking the bus for 90 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
like
And Virgil had a better game in this one than in the first one.
oh yeah,
Like Messi was just they
bottled
played
him up.
much better. They didn't wait till he got the ball to mark him. They actually put a body on him before he got the ball. So
Yeah.
it's a completely different game at that point because now somebody's on you. So you're there. You're just like, all right, what am I gonna do? And next, all you got to do is just defender kick the ball away. That's it. You know the ball's coming. Just put yourself in a position to win it at that point.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And because they depended too much on Messi instead of opening on the wings and trying to play out with Coutinho, who I think had a decent game. I don't think his game was as bad as everybody kept saying. Like he was trying, but the midfield was just horrible, horrendous. There was nothing the front line can do. you know, and he had actually he was coming in to try and get the play, but then that's the problem. He comes in, Messi's in. They're both the same type. You can't have them both in the middle, but that's how they play, you know, and that's why when I hear rumors of Barca should get Dybala, I'm like, no. Argentina can't figure out how to play them together, so how is Barca? Especially Valverde.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like, it was just so frustrating. It was like, it was so frustrating. Like, this thing, like, even like I was watching the game, even when they tried to go back after they were down 4-3 or whatever, and they tried to go back in and score. Even at that point, you saw they were all bottled together in the mid, just kicking the ball back and forth. Like, I'm like, where are the wings? Like, why is the wing standing next to Messi, who's standing next to Suarez? Like, nobody was spread out. Like, there was nobody on the wing. They were all just. It was just ugly. Like,
no
it was
adjustments.
so ugly. So ugly.
The one thing that annoyed me was after Malcolm went in, there was a play that he had a give and go play with Semedo on the right side, and I think I saw another play too as well. They were playing well together, and the next thing I know is like, where the heck is Malcolm? Next thing I know is he got flipped out to the other side. I don't, and this is what upsets me because I'm like, the kid's good, doesn't get a fair shot. Like Valverde doesn't know what to do with him, and this is why I want Valverde out. I mean, I don't want people watching to get the wrong impression. You know, I'm a Barca fan, so I'm criticizing them the most. I don't want to take anything away from Liverpool. They came up with a game plan, which was full pressure down the middle, and have Barcelona play it out. They just couldn't figure it out. It's kudos to Liverpool. Klopp came with the perfect plan. Valverde just couldn't adjust to it. And if he decided to adjust, he adjusted like too late. Like you're down 3-4-0, you know, and the morale's down, so it's not the same.
Not at all. Like you can't expect them to just turn around like, okay, here we go, we're Barca, we're like, you know, we're gonna score 2 goals now and get the game back like in the 88th minute. Like you can't expect that to happen. It's not gonna happen. Yeah. So for him to sit here and, like I said, for him to just sit here and think he can sit back and go to Anfield and defend for 90 minutes is just, it was the dumbest thing you could have possibly even tried to do. You know, and again, like you said, like that takes nothing away from Liverpool because Liverpool had a game plan, executed it perfectly, shut Barca down. And when I was watching the game, I was like, yo, this guy doesn't even deserve to go to the final. This is how you're gonna play? Like, you don't deserve to go to the final off of this crap.
Yeah.
Like, so, whatever. We're done. So it's what it is. Like, you know.
Hats off to Liverpool. They have a chance to come away with the trophy.
Yeah, for real.
So
that's it. I'd rather them honestly than Tottenham.
Speaking of Tottenham, what a comeback! Holy cow! What a comeback! I mean, so Ajax goes into the game up 1-0, and then halftime they're up 2-0.
Yeah.
And then, or was it 2-1? I can't remember.
It was 2-0, I believe, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, and then Tottenham comes back to win, scoring a goal in the last minute.
Dude, you want to talk about like a hold my beer moment? Oh my god!
But here's the craziest part: is Lucas Moura came with a freaking hat trick.
Yes, the second half hat trick.
Yeah, so it's not like it was like. So it's not like it was like like Son and or no, it was like he took over. like everybody had a good game because it was a team effort. But I mean, like, he put the ball in the back of the net, though. You know what I mean?
Dude, it was literally like people were sitting here like, oh, nothing could top this Liverpool comeback on Barca. And Tottenham was like, what?
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Hold my beer.
In case you want to know, it's IT. I'd show you, but you can't see. I don't want to spill the juice.
That's what they did, yo. It was just like, what? We can't do better? All right, we got you. And they went out. Oh my gosh, yo! I was in my room just watching the game, like, and they scored. He scored the first one, and I was just like, all right, they're coming back, and I'm like, they scored again, and I was like, yo, that's crazy, like, and then like Ajax was going down the field, and they had like so many opportunities to put the game away. Like, there's one kid, he's like Ziyech, I think, or whatever. I think his name is.
Mhm.
I think he's like a winger. He's nice, like, but him, De Jong, there was like 3 or 4 different people on Ajax that just kept hitting the crossbar and just hitting the post, and they were hitting the ball, and like a Tottenham defender was just jumping in the way in the last second and like kicking the ball out before it goes over the line. I'm sitting here like, yo, like, they just need one goal and it's put to bed, like, and then for this guy, I think it was like a long kick or whatever. Like, I'm watching the time, and I think it was 90. It was the last minute of it. It was like 95 minutes, 95th minute or whatever. And it was 95th minute in like 9 seconds. They did like a long pass, flew the whole look of the field. Somebody knocked it on the alley, and I was like, "Yo, they're on the 18." In the alley, like there's like this little flick with his, like a no look flick with his foot. I'm like, "Yo!" All you see is Lucas Moura come around, and I'm like, "Yo, they're not gonna score. They can't score." And he just like touched it with like his big toe. It just rolled past the goalie. And as soon as it rolled past the lick just fell like face first. And even the announcer was just like, the announcer was going off, yo. He was like, "Oh, Lucas Moura, Tottenham." And I'm sitting there, my little reaction, I'm just like, I'm staring at my TV like this can't be happening.
Oh man.
I've never in my life seen anything like that, yo. And then the ref then the ref let the game keep going. That was the crazy part. Like, he didn't just blow it after that. Like, I thought he was gonna blow it after that. Like, the Ajax players were all just laid out on the ground, just face first on the grass and everything, just out. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy, a game winner like that. And then I guess they noticed that the time was still going, so they got up and they ran and picked the ball up and ran back to the midline, and all 11 people were just lined up on the midline, and they just kicked the ball they kicked the ball back to the goalie, and all 10 of them ran into the box, and the goalie kicked the ball as far as possible into the box, and Tottenham cleared it, and then they blew it. And I was just like, yo, like, oh man, like,
That would have been crazy though if
if you would have
Ajax scored.
scored,
Would have been like, what?
I would have been like, yo, I'm done. I would have threw everything out and been like, I'm done. Yo, they sent 10 people forward, yo. Had the goalie kick the ball to the box.
You have to, man.
Oh my god. Just to cause like a mass panic. I was like, yo, this is nuts, yo, this is crazy.
You never know how the ball bounces, man. You never know how that ball's gonna bounce. That ball makes a weird bounce. Like, example, like my son's game. The ball was going down, and I always tell him, like, yo, just don't let that ball bounce. Let that ball bounce. You're pretty much quarter flip of where it's gonna go. Ball goes over, it bounces, it doesn't go forward, it bounces backward. He was like, luckily for him, he was like right there, so he just took it and ran.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I tell him, like, yo, don't wait for that ball to bounce because you don't know where it's gonna bounce. It could bounce in your favor, it could not. You know?
Oh man.
That's why with those, it's like you kick it up, let the ball bounce and see where it goes. Just be ready for that bounce. Or catch it in midair, get that volley kick in. You know?
Like, they sent 10 people forward, and I was just watching the ball fly in the air. Like, if Ajax puts this ball in the back of the net with 10 people, like, I'm gonna lose it. Like, I'm just gonna lose it, and it'll just, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I saw it coming, but like, from when I was watching the goal, and like again, like Lewis scored the first one, I was like, all right, cool, and he scored a second one, I was like, uh-oh, and he scored a third, and he's like. And the whole time, like, you're watching Ajax have opportunity after opportunity, and it's not like just like it's like everybody's hitting the post, everybody's hitting the crossbar, everybody's like they have wide open, like they're on like the like they're on like the 18. They they take a touch and they're curling it and bending it and it's just missing. I'm like, yo,
They're
they're not putting them away. They're not doing it. Like
they're,
they can't close the door. Like
there's a saying that my dad taught me when I was a kid. He was like, when the ball don't want to go in, the ball doesn't want to go in. It don't matter how you kick it. It's like you're looking like, why won't it go in? The ball just want to go in. It'll hit the post here. It'll hit the post there. It'll the goalie will just tap it one finger, it goes out. Like you're just wondering how the ball won't go in. Like it's one of those. It's like what he says. When the ball doesn't want to go in, it just won't go in no matter what you do. And it happens at the craziest times sometimes. Sometimes it's like during the whole game. I've seen teams dominate like a game and shot after shot after shot won't go in. It'll hit the crossbar. It'll just go far wide. The goalie just sticks his hand out and just taps it out. Like you'll see, you'll be like, what the heck? And then the other team has one shot on goal and they score.
Oh my gosh, man.
I've seen it. Like I've seen that plenty of times. Like it sucks, man. And it's because nothing you can do about it. It's like it's the worst thing. You're just there trying to figure out how to score it. Like, but just the ball doesn't want to go in.
Oh my gosh.
So this is interesting.
I felt so bad for Ajax.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys that I talked to at work, they were like, "Oh yeah, the Ajax players were on the ground, they were crying." And after the game, I'm like, you gotta understand, man. These are kids. I'm talking about like there's only one player on that team that's like close to 30, but the rest of them are probably barely even legal to drink. They're all like 18, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, like kids.
Yeah, you figured probably Daley Blitz, probably the oldest one there, possibly.
Yeah.
And I think Klaus Von Huntar. I think they're the oldest too. That's it.
Like late 20s. I think one's a 30-year-old, and that's it. Everybody else is are kids, bro, and they're all gonna get sold. They're all gonna get sold.
I think Daley Blitz. I'm looking up now, but I think he's like 29 himself. Yeah. I'm not even sure. Like, so it's not like anybody's like super old or anything. It's not like there's like a whole team of veterans or anything. Like, I don't know. Just there's so many people. Yeah, Daley Blitz just turned 29 this year. He just turned 29.
Hakeem Ziyech is 26.
Oh, that's him. He's nice.
That was the one. Dusan Tadic is 30. That's what I was thinking of.
I didn't know he was that old. He doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't look like it. I was like, he's the oldest? Get the heck out of here.
Yeah. I didn't even know Ziyech was that old.
I know. LaSalle Schoen is the oldest at 32. My bad.
Klaus John Huntar, he's 35. I didn't know Ziyech was that old. When you look at Ziyech, he looks like he's like 20, 21. He doesn't look that old. I wouldn't mind taking him. He looked really good, honestly, in that game. Like,
yeah, the goalie's gone. I think the goalie's gone. We'll speak more about it during the rumors because I think there's something there I might look at. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. This young Ajax team was like the Cinderella story. I mean they beat Real Madrid. They came back on Real Madrid. They came back on Juventus. And they almost pulled it off against Tottenham. Like they were the straight underdogs for 3 legs, for three pretty much rounds. And they almost pulled it off to go into the finals. A team that pretty much salary put together, I think Messi's salary.
They probably are,
So it's like that's a lot. Like they overachieved big time. And I don't think half of this team's going to be there next year at all. If not majority of that team, they're going to get sold.
Especially after that game, seeing how they can, play and everything. I think if I had to guess, like I said, I know probably De Jong, probably De Ligt, Like you said, the goal is probably going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if Zayek is picked up at some point. I could see them probably losing half their starting 11 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But
Tagalico,
Tagliafico.
Tagliafico. I heard rumors about him. People are looking at him already. Then
And he's Argentinian national team, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure, man. They've been going through players, rotating them like they were pair of underwears, man. The only common name is Messi. That's it. Everybody else changes, bro. Everybody else changes. You know. So
the last time I checked, I heard that last name. I watched the game, so I know that from there. But I believe he's Argentinian. I don't quote me. I want to say he's Argentinian though.
I know he is.
Yeah, I believe he's on the national team. I think he played either in the last World Cup or wherever the last major cup was. He played in it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I know they had Rojo in the World Cup playing on that one side, and like I said, they rotate players like crazy, man. So
yeah, because they had Rojo and they had the other guy. What's the other guy? Oh man, it's not Mercado. I forgot the other guy's name. The other left back or right back. I forgot his name. Then they had. I believe they had one game where they had like Lucas Biglia and all of them in there. That team is crazy on paper, but see how they did in the World Cup, honestly. But it's all right. I'm just happy my Arsenal boys took care of business. That's what matters. That's what matters, man. I mean, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch the Champions League final, obviously, but now I really don't care. Like I'm going. Like I'm not gonna say I'm going for Liverpool. One of my ex coworkers, he's my old track coach. He's a big Liverpool fan. So I don't know if I want to. I mean, they beat Barca, so I don't know if I want to cheer for them. The enemy of my enemy isn't always my friend.
Oh no!
But then when I look at it, like I don't like Tottenham at all, and I'm waiting for that team to get picked apart too. So, and they did better than Arsenal. So, oh man. I'll wait till we get to the EPL standings. I'll talk about that in a second because I'm so mad about that. Oh, all right.
So, preview of the final. So, the Champions League final, which comes down to one game, Liverpool and Tottenham. I will go with Liverpool, to be honest, because the one thing I didn't get to mention was Mane had a game and a half in that game. He played good. I mean, granted, the goals came from the other forwards, Origi and I can't remember the guy's name. The goals came from them, but Mane was he was causing havoc, bro. He was doing what he wanted on his side, and when he wanted with the defense. I mean, he made them all look bad.
That's what always happens. He's the problem. Even when Salah's not in the game.
Yeah, I just don't. The thing is, like, he gets lost in the shuffle with Firmino and Salah, and it's crazy.
It's so hard sometimes because you have like Firmino and you'll have Salah, and then you have Mane, then you'll have like Naby Keita in there, then they'll have like they have Gigi Wijnaldum comes in, like, and now Ox just got healthy. Now Ox is gonna be back on the wing. Like they have so much. Then they got Shaqiri. He just brought him in. Like they have so much. Plus they have their back forward. They just got Robertson. He just got healthy again. Because they didn't even have him when they played us. When they played us, they had I think they had Joe Gomez or somebody in. Oh, and then you got like Milner and you got Jordan Henderson. Like he was ridiculous.
Yeah,
He was like so.
I can see Liverpool winning this game, the Champions League, and taking it all. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we had Barca winning last week too, but you see what happened there.
Well, no.
Gosh.
The thing is that Tottenham there's no Harry Kane. They still have injuries, you know. So
Yeah, no, yeah, Harry Kane and Davidson. Davidson's out too.
yeah, I mean Liverpool has. I mean they got Keita that's done for the season, I think. But I mean, for me and Salah coming back, I mean they both should be. Salah had the concussion, but
What is it? June what? What's the final? It's like early to mid June, I believe.
I think it's early June.
Early June. Yeah, I mean, if we're going off predictions and what we think's gonna happen, I'm giving it to Liverpool too. Is unless Lucas Moura goes out there and has the game of his life again, like
yeah,
and I don't see it happening against Liverpool's back four. Our back four,
June 1st.
June 1st. Wow.
Yeah.
It's closer than I thought it was. I mean, it's still like 2.5 weeks away.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So there's time for Salah to get healthy. There's time for Firmino to get get fit for the final.
Well, what's up with Harry Kane that he's out?
Ankle. Let me see. I know it's his ankle, but I'm not sure if it's a ligament or what.
So when they won though, he was running across that field full speed. How you find then? I don't know. There's so many rumors, but it's the thing. Like, there's so many rumors about Tottenham too, because everybody wants to buy out all the people on Tottenham too. Like, you know, just when the Dele Alli rumors swirling and everything, and Harry Kane's always a rumor of going somewhere. Now Eriksen's a rumor. They have so much money they're sitting on with players, but I feel they know once they sell those players, they're not going to be as good anymore because they're not going. I don't think anybody's going to really want to come to Tottenham like that. So
they don't spend money either. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know.
That's what a lot of commentators say. It's like, how would Pochettino do on a team that actually spends money and can get him players that he actually needs to put a good squad together? Like, if he goes to Barca, like, can you imagine like what he could do with a squad and what funds so much higher than what Tottenham gives?
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, my thing is like, if once they sell all those people, like he's probably gonna. I'm not gonna say he's gonna leave, but like once they sell all those people, it's like I want to see what he can do without those people and without having the $100 million budget to go buy people. What can you do then? Like because you look at it like you could probably say you're going to spend $100 million plus on Dele Alli and Harry Kane. And Eriksen's going to be close to it too.
I think Eriksen may leave. I mean, we'll get to the rumors, but I think he might go. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But
I think he's going to leave too. But didn't they say he was already like the rumor of him going to Real or whatever for like 80 million euros or something like that?
Yeah, that's a rumor. But the thing is you got to think of it this way too. When you have players, and I think he has 2 years left on his contract. I have to look it up. You don't want to lose him for nothing. You want to get something in return.
Oh, of course.
Because the last thing you want is to lose a player and that you've paid so much money and not get anything in return. So, I mean, Tottenham is going to have to look at it this way. Do they spend the money to keep the player, and can they afford it? Or do they sell the player with a year or two left on the contract and get something in return for it?
Yeah.
And the thing is, they don't have the funds like a Man U or Man City or Liverpool, Chelsea. So, I would say Arsenal, but they got a budget crisis going on right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean,
let's talk about my Arsenal boys in your final though. Let's talk about that. We'll bring them up.
Europa League final, Arsenal versus Chelsea. You got. I honestly think you guys can win this.
We can.
I think you can win it.
We honestly think we got a chance, yo. We got a good chance.
I mean, Chelsea doesn't have a forward you got to fear about.
I mean, it's his Arsenal's back four we're talking about. Like
against Chelsea's non-existent forward.
It's his Arsenal's back four we're talking about. I've watched the whole season. Like, you got like
it's a Band-Aid defense backline.
Oh my gosh, Band-Aids! You want to talk about Band-Aids? Oh man, like
injuries ripped up your back line, bro.
Oh man, I mean, you got Bellerin. Bellerin's just he's done. He's done. I don't know what's gonna happen with Bellerin. You got Mustafi, and I don't know what's gonna happen with him. And everybody was talking about him. This would be like, I think they said we spent like $40 million for him, £40 million for euros for him. And they're saying that we're going to take a hit and we're only going to get like 25 to 30 back for him. Koscielny's just old. He just, like, I like him as like a veteran leadership, like a John Terry later years kind of thing, but he's just old. He's a poor man's John Terry. He needs to go. I'd keep him off the bench, maybe. You know, I like Socrates. Socrates is good. Lichtensteiner can't run a full 90. He's like 37 years old. He just, he didn't even start anyway. We have Maitland Miles, who's actually pretty good, but he's only like 19 years old, so he just needs time. But I do like him, and I think I think we moved him out. We moved him anyway because I think he started off as I want to say like a winger, but then we moved him to right back. So I think he's like a right wing back now. But I like him. But yeah, then you got like Nacho Monreal. I hate Nacho Monreal with a passion. Like, I'm not gonna say hate, but I really do not like Nacho Monreal. Like with a passion. Like I don't know what he does half the time. Like when I'm watching the game and I just see like the team go on the counter and then running down the whole left side of the field, and I'm just like, where is the left back? And you just see like Monreal like running down the middle of the field, and I'm like, why are you in the middle of the field? Why are you not there? Like, you got Granit Xhaka has to like track all the way back from the center defensive role to try to clear that ball and clear Monreal. And I'm like, why? And I don't know why it is. It's like anybody that plays the left back position is just stupid. Like whether it's Monreal or it's Kolasinac, they're both just stupid. They will just go wandering and just get caught ball watching and get caught in the middle of the field. And the other team was running back and they're not there. I don't know what they do. They both annoy me like to no end. And I was happy when we signed Kolasinac. And now I'm just like, you can go too. Like, like y'all all can go. Like, I'll keep Denny Suarez. He played better than both of y'all. Like, I'll keep him. We'll get him permanent on loan. We can go recall Rob Holding and Callum Chambers from their loans, and we'll be better off. Like, God.
That's funny.
But I think we got a chance against Chelsea, man. I really do.
I think so too.
Like, we gotta, if Alba and Lacazette can keep their pace going, their goal scoring pace, I think we got a really good chance. I don't believe that Chelsea back four. I think Aubameyang can have. I think if Aubameyang can have a good game, Alba's have a good game. I don't know who's gonna start the center attacking. I guess it's gonna be Ozil. I don't know. But if Ozil wants more playing time next season, he needs to have another good game because he played well in our last game. He played well when we sat down. When we sent Valencia home, he played well. I'll give him that. But he just has to keep that up.
What do you
Right
think?
now,
Lacazette.
Lacazette, he's a baller. He, I was happy when we we first got him because it's funny. Like I was this guy from I knew this guy from FIFA. Where I used to just play like the manager modes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't know who he was or anything. So like I used to play like the manager modes and everything. I used to go to France and I I went to Lyon and saw the guy Alexander Lacazette. I was like, all right, cool. Like I picked him up and he got like mad nice in FIFA. And, like he got to like, I'm sitting here like, man, like this guy's pretty dope. I have to look out for this guy. And then like when I started getting more heavy and heavier into club soccer, I started seeing, I was in the Lacazette striker for Lyon. I'm like, oh, this is the guy. Like, like I was like, all right, cool. I started following Lyon, and then Arsenal bought. I was like, oh, it's perfect. That was my man. And then we got Aubameyang too. And I was like, man, this. As soon as we got Aubameyang, I was like, we're winning Premier League. It's over. But I forgot you need defense too. So that that just gotta happen. But I mean, I think those two could be probably one of the best, like 1-2 punches in the Premier League. They already are, honestly. Aubameyang already, he shares the Golden Boot. He had like 22 goals, I believe, this year, or something like that. He was killing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That the difference between Arsenal and Chelsea is that front line. Your front line is so much better than theirs, and that's why I said it. Like if you play Chelsea, you got a better chance of winning the final if you play Frankfurt because of Djokovic. Djokovic is more dangerous than whatever Chelsea can put in the front line.
Jovic is nice. He's nice, but he's not gonna. I don't know where he's. Is he? I don't know about him. Is he going anywhere yet, or is he still there for now?
He's still there for now. So the way it works with him, Frankfurt bought him, but what was that? I think it was Benfica or Porto, whoever had him before. They own I think it's 20% still. They still own a percentage. So they have no problem if they get sold, but Frankfurt is looking to sell him for no less than 60 million euros, and they bought him for 6 million euros.
Oh my god, they're trying to cash out.
Yeah. And I think Barca put a bid in. I can't remember what happened. I think they try to underbid or they try to match the 60, but because it's Barca, I think Frankfurt wanted more money.
Oh, of course. No, we have it.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. With
Barca got some balls trying to lowball people. Everybody know you got cash. Stop playing. Like if somebody's like, yeah, we want 45 million for this guy, Barca slides in like, we'll give you like 27. No, like you have at least 40. You got 45 mil. Like stop playing me. Like I'm not gonna get lowballed by Barcelona. It's not gonna happen. Like that's like Man City lowballing people.
Man City is worse though.
Oh, I know. That'd be terrible with that.
Yeah.
Like, sit here and somebody's gonna offer. Somebody's like, "Yo, we want no less than 70 mil," and he's just like, "All right, well, listen, like, I'll give you 12 mil now, and then if we win the Champions League, if we win EPL, I'll give you another 6." It's like, how's that a good deal? I want 70 mil. You're offering me 18. It doesn't work.
That's how Coutinho's contract is. Like Barca paid, let's say, I think 120 million for him. Then they said if you win the league title or if you make Champions League, we get 5 billion. I think it was Champions League. So they got like 5 million for the last 2 seasons. Or no, it was a league title. So they got 10 million so far. Then I forgot what else it was. But I know the last one that they're trying to avoid, which is the big one, is as soon as he plays 100 games for Barca, they pay him like 20 million, 25 million euros right off the rip, which is
He's not close to that though, right?
77 games so far.
He's played 77 games for us already. Coutinho?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. That's why I was telling you. As I was telling you before, I was like, I think they're not trying to play him on purpose.
Yo, how has it been 77 games already? They played it.
Remember, I told you I was like, yo, I don't think they're trying to play him on purpose.
Yeah,
and then I was looking at it and I was like, yo, that's what it is. There's a clause in there. As soon as he plays 100 games for them, boom, they got to write another check. So that's why.
Man, corrupt, yo. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I think I like your chances in the Europa League final. I think you guys will win that one. To be honest, I think as much as Sarri is going to play Sarri ball, I think it's very it's easy to figure out an easy way to stop it. Now the thing is, can you stop it? And I think Arsenal can stop it with the Uruguayan Traoré. With Lucas in the middle. I think if he man marks Jorginho, he ain't doing nothing. Nothing.
Nah, that dude's like a little pit bull in the middle, yo.
Yeah.
He's nice. I really like that. And I didn't even know too much about him. But just watching the season, he's really good.
As soon as I saw that signing, I was like, wow, that's a big upgrade in the midfield for Arsenal. So I saw that.
Yeah. Between him, Xhaka, and Guendouzi, oh man. I'm happy with the midfield.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy with that.
So moving on to the EPL Championship, the champion, Man City, has won it. They won it. It was crazy because I saw a stat saying that there was a possibility to make it where they played Liverpool and Man City had to play a one game take all. So the way it had to go was Man City had to tie their game 4-4, right? And then Liverpool had to win like 4-0, I think it was.
What?
Yeah, because it came down to goal differentials. Yeah, came down to goal differentials, and I was like, this is nuts. I mean, if it was 1-1 tie for Manchester City with Brighton, okay, I could probably see that. But but Brighton scoring 4 goals on Man City, I'm like, hell nah.
No, not true.
I was like, that's not happening. So, I mean, congrats to Man City and all your fans. We well-deserved win. It was a long season, so I mean, you got a trophy. You know, I mean,
you got something out of it.
Yeah, you got some. So Liverpool's fighting for that big one though. So.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man, like just watching those games, like there was. But you think like Liverpool only won like I think it was like 1-0, and as soon as I saw that like Man City was playing Brighton, I was like, oh, well, just wrap the trophy up. It's over. Like, come on. Like, obviously, I get it's soccer. I get that, like, you know, anything can happen. But like, you're not gonna sit up here and tell me Brighton was beating Man City. It wasn't gonna happen. Especially for the trophy on the line, like it wasn't gonna happen. If Man City would have lost that game, they would have lost the title, and there was no chance. They were gonna let Brighton, Hove, and Albion be the reason that they don't win a title. Like there was no chance of that. I'm just happy Arsenal will win.
I mean, they did tie the game. Like, well, they were actually up 1-0.
Yeah, they started off the game 1-0 off of like a corner kick.
27 minutes.
Yeah, it was a corner kick, and Glenn Murray hit the ball near post with a glancing header, and it went in. It was a good goal. And then Man City was just like, all right, we just wanted to do like, you know, 1-0 and get out of here.
I guess we'll play now.
Yeah, like, you know, the Man City turned it around and there was no looking back from there. Like, it was like, stop. It was like, just stop the bleeding. And they're like, nope, you asked for it. Like, they just turned it on. That was it. Gundogan had a nasty free kick. It was just the goalie had no shot. Like he let the goalie just. I love watching the goalies, line up the wall and doing all that extra stuff just for the person taking the free kick to put like a perfect pinpoint thing, and you just have no chance to get it. Like the goalie's like lining the wall up, and he's just like pointing like, "Go this way, go this way, go this way, go this way, stop, stop." Perfect, perfect. And he's just like waiting at the post, and Gundogan's just like, all right, top shelf, right over. Perfect, just no shot. Like,
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that one.
No,
I mean,
he put it over 90. It was over. Like,
goalie could be 6'7", 80-inch wingspan.
Not touching it.
That'll probably graze your fingertips, and you'll be lucky if you get more than that.
I'm saying, like,
you gotta be like the new Bowl.
Get his son Bull.
Oh, jeez.
Get him in the goal. It was yeah, Man City turned it on. Like, I mean, it was immediate. It was like they scored, like Brian Hull scored, and the whole crowd was just like all supporters were going crazy. Like, and I'm sure they were all just like, "This is it. We're gonna end Man City season. This was it." Like, and then I think they said it was like 83 seconds later, Man City came down. The guy hit a backheel to Aguero. Aguero was on side. Meg the goalie 1-1, and I was like, "Oh, here we go." And it was like the whole stadium was just like, they all like felt like it's over. The whole stadium was just like, "Oh, we tried." Man City was like, "Well, we told you to chill. We could have just scored. We could have scored one time and shut it down. And you chose this life, and you chose this, and that was it." Man City just turned it on, didn't look back.
Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah. So, on to the transfer rumors. So first off, there's a story. If you're following us on Instagram at the Sports Market Analyst or on Facebook, there's a report. What's that?
I said, and they better be following us.
Yeah. And there's a rumor report from L'Equipe over in France that apparently it's a done deal. Eden Hazard for Real Madrid. Still waiting to get more confirmation. Still looking into it. See, this it's just something coming from them, or if it's any more solid evidence. But apparently, the rumor is he's done sold for 100 million euros. But they will announce it after the Europa League final, after they play the Europa League final. So.
I mean, we've been waiting for this one for a while, so I'm not surprised by it. They've been trying to get him for years. It'll be funny if Barca comes in and just like offers like 102 mil at the last second, just slides that in there. We get him. It'd be hilarious.
Here's a funny thing though, because Chelsea's actually trying to find
trade.
He's trying to make it to find a replacement, and the rumor is that the first name on that list is Coutinho.
Yep.
So I mean, Barca could be like, "You want Coutinho? We'll take Hazard. Nice even trade."
Yeah, for real.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, because the issue with Coutinho is the fans, and another thing I read was that the board members aren't happy. They shelled out so much money, and they might be shelling out another like 25 million euros again, which would then bring up this total cost to 160 million euros, which was said after all incentives were reached and paid. So they don't think that they're getting their money's worth for he's doing. For accepting stipulations. And then don't forget now too is if Barca goes after another Liverpool player, they have to pay 20% extra on whatever his release clause is.
Ain't going after nobody. Ain't going after nobody. The only person I can give is they can sit up here and try to throw like 150 on Van Dijk. That's about it. They're the only person they go after. They ain't up there nobody else.
Yeah, I forgot how long that stipulation is supposed to last for, but Yeah, that was part of the agreement when they bought Coutinho. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen there.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to go after Firmino in a couple of years. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised by that. I don't know how old he is, but they need somebody long term to replace Suarez.
Yeah, he had a surgery too.
Oh, he did. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, he just had a surgery. And then the other rumor is the announcement is that apparently Zidane told Navas that he's gonna get sold or put out in the summer. He's going with Courtois next year, off the rip.
Both of them are gone.
No, Courtois is staying. Navas is gonna be shipped out in the summer.
Yeah. I told you that was gonna happen. That was. I
Yeah,
don't. I told you. I personally don't think Navas is that great a goalie anyway, but I
I
thought that
like
was gonna happen.
Navas did good for them. I mean, but I think it's a fact of the age. Navas is a little older than Courtois. I think Courtois is like in his late 20s. Navas is like in his early 30s. So which is expected. I mean, you don't want to hold on to him too long. You don't want to have issues and not have a backup plan.
Can you tell Arsenal that because we're still rocking with my boy Petr Cech.
No, you guys got Lino.
Did you not see the last game? Petr Cech started it.
Yeah, but but give him a little ass hurrah.
Yeah, he needs to. Like,
I mean,
Petr Cech is he's a legend. But
yeah. I mean, think about it.
Go. You gotta go. Like,
I mean, what were you going to gain if you started Lino in that game? And I mean, what did you gain by winning that game? What were you going to lose by losing that game?
I don't think we would have been in. What place we would have been in? I think we would have been in 6.
You would have been 6,
I think we would have been 6th place.
It would end up being a Europa League qualifying round. You would have to go to instead of the 5th place, which is you go automatically into the group stage. But you're in a final, so if you win the Europa League final, you actually go to the Champions League group stage off the rip.
Yeah, you know what would have been better? If Tottenham lost to Everton, we would have jumped Tottenham and been in 4th place. And we would have been in the Champions League. And I wouldn't have to worry about this about this Europa final. I wouldn't have cared. And they probably would have still wanted to win. Everton had one job to do. All you gotta do is go out and beat Tottenham. 2-1, 1-0, 3-2, whatever you want to do. Just have more goals than them. That's all. And they couldn't do it. I asked for one thing for Everton, they screwed us. All I needed. They had 71 points, I think. We had 72, we had 71. So they were in 4th and we were in 5th. 1 point, Paul. 1 point separated us from being in Champions League.
Hey, at least you win this one. You're good. You're in there.
That's why I'm going for Liverpool. Tottenham screwed us. That's why I'm going for Liverpool.
Oh man! And then we got there's a rumor that Rakitic might be going to Inter, but then he shuts it down like that's fake news, or I forgot what he said. I think he ripped the media, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
For that.
Stop posting the fake stuff and all that other crap.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna. I mean, I think he doesn't want to leave. That's the word on the street is he does not want to leave.
Nah,
but,
I believe it.
You know, and the thing is he had like I said earlier, he had a horrible game against Liverpool, like bad. I'm like, where are you? Like I even watched and followed him on purpose. So I kind of stopped watching the entire the portion of the game. Excuse me, just to see what he was doing. Wasn't moving open spaces, nothing. He was just like blank stare, like what? So I mean, he's old. He needs to go. I mean, they got to make room for Frankie. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, next year will probably be Frankie and Artur. Honestly, in the midfield.
Which is what it should be, to be honest.
Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be anyway. And they're going to have to start finding somebody for Busquets. Because did you watch Busquets in that game? In the Liverpool game?
He was all right. He was just getting a lot of pressure.
Oh my god!
It wasn't as bad as you made it seem. You made it sound.
He couldn't make a pass to save his life. Oh my god!
But what I tell you about PK though, he proved my
Yeah,
point.
I
PK just
told you, if PK just falls back into that later years Carlos Puyol role, come off the bench in the 70th and just shut the game down, I'll take it. I'll take it.
he's not that type
Get
of
it
player though.
starting again. Well, you know what? The MLS has openings. They'll come to Red Bull.
Well, it depends where Shakira wants to go. Shakira, it's her career. I mean, L.A., New York, Miami, maybe if they can figure out the lawsuits.
I'll rock. Listen, I'm a Red Bulls fan, but if PK goes to LAFC, I'm getting the LAFC PK jersey. I'm getting that. If PK goes to Miami, whatever David Beckham decides to name it, I'm getting that Miami jersey. When PK comes to MLS, I'm not getting the Nani jersey though. I didn't do that. That's not happening.
A Nani jersey?
Yeah, he's on Orlando City. I'm not getting that jersey.
Why?
I don't like Nani. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like him. Like, whatever. Great, MLS. I don't care.
It's a retirement league, bro. Give it a break.
Not the retirement league. I'm telling you, we're gonna get that one player.
Besides Vela, name me a young player that's well known that plays in MLS. Besides Carlos Vela.
That's not the point. It's not the point. We're not there yet. We're building.
Anybody out there, put in the comments a young player besides Carlos Vela that's a world-renowned world star in the soccer world.
God. Well, Bastian Schweinsteiger is only in his 30s.
Name one or two. That's all I ask.
Your boy Nico Gaitan is in his 30s. He's still young.
Rooney. Ibrahimovic. Freaking Pirlo came to retire. I'll play a couple years.
No, see, that was different. Like, that annoyed me. Like, when you had Pirlo came over and Frank Lampard, that dude played like one game for NYCFC. Like,
he was the worst.
He played like one game and never played again. He was just like during the game, you saw a man on the sideline doing autographs. Like he didn't play. Pirlo came in like the 69th minute and played till the rest of the game. He just could not move. He had no more knees. He was done. Like Steven Gerrard came over for a season and played for LA Galaxy. Like those guys to be like, they were just they're just like, hey, look, I'm in America. I'm in the MLS. All right, cool. Retire. Like at least like
their thinking is, I'm gonna get paid. I can actually walk in the street and nobody's gonna know who I am.
Also works. Like
that's the
why
thing.
not?
You know?
Also works. But you got like, you got people like Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney's actually gonna be in the MLS. I could see for like another 2 or 3 years. Like he's moving fine and he actually like is playing well. And same thing with Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger's like 35 and I could still see him play another year or two. Ibra.
That's bad. That's bad.
Though. Ibra, I don't know. Ibra does what he wants. So
I know.
Like, I was watching the game. It was a Galaxy versus NYCFC, and like Ibra literally choked the goalie for NYCFC. Like the ball came into the box or whatever, and it was like a big scramble for the ball, and they both rolled up, and Sean Johnson's the goalie of NYCFC. And they got up, and Ibra kind of like gave him like a hug or wrapped around like the waist or whatever. And then you saw like his right hand just came and like just like gripped the crap out of Sean Johnson's neck, and they both fell to the ground. And then like Sean Johnson was like holding his neck, and Ibra's on the ground like what? Like what did I do or whatever? So then it shows all the replays, and like Ibra's like you could see it, like you could see like his hand come in and just grip this man's neck and squeeze like real quick, and like after the game, everybody was shaking hands and everything, and Sean Johnson like running up to him, like yelling at him, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's Sean Johnson, he's getting hot, he's into it with Ibra." And like everyone's looking back at him, like laughing and everything. I'm like, yo, this guy Ibra really gets away with anything he wants to do. Nobody says anything to Ibrahimovic, like, and nobody looks at him any different. Like, even I don't. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've seen the dude do mad dirty stuff, and I'm just like, oh, it's Zlatan, whatever. He's an asshole. Like,
He's like a bully.
cool.
It's like he's like a
Yeah.
bully. I'm just like, bro. I like if it was me, I'd be like, you know what? Oh, okay. Fuck it. I'll take the red card. Bam. What's up?
Like,
Next time you see me, we'll scrap. I don't care, but I ain't taking your crap, bro. I would
yo,
not take that crap, man. I would not. You have to, like, with players like him, you have to set your ground. You can't let them push you over. Because if
like,
they push you over, you're done. You're done. They're gonna force their will on you, and because you let them do it, it's a wrap. They're gonna try
you
to put a body on you. You'll go to
bully.
the track. You know.
I've never seen somebody do that. He literally choked the goalie out and just he just walks off, and everybody's just like, "Oh, it's Ibrahimovic, whatever." Like, I'm like, yo, are y'all serious? Like, there was, I think they got yellows. I think him and Sean Johnson, him and the goalie got yellow, and the goalie's like, "Bro, I got choked out. Why do I get a yellow for this?"
Yeah.
Like,
It's I don't get, man. I've seen Ebro like for years play, and I'm just like, wow, he's just bullying the defenders, and all the defenders do is just barking back. And I'm like, bro, just like there are things you can do like to get away. And I've seen a couple of replays and some defenders have gotten back at him, like on the low. There are things you can do on the low. You can get a player back, and I'm just like, bro, it's not. I'm not having that. I would
nah.
not have that. I'm like, nah, man, you are not. This is my area. You in my house. Like, you ain't gonna do what you want to do. Like, you're gonna have to fight for everything. You know. Now he's good, but he's like a bully, bro. You know.
Oh yeah,
So
there was some ball. Somebody played some ball into him, and like rather than like play the ball, he played the defender. And like the ball was rolling, and he ran and like slammed into the defender, and the defender went like flying. And then he went running back for the ball, and they called a foul on him. He turned back to the ref and looked at the ref like, did you just call a foul on me? And the ref kind of like looked at him and like turned his head real quick and walked the other way. Like, yo, oh man, got the ref shook. He got the ref shook.
wow.
Like, yo, this guy is.
You call foul on me? You call foul on me?
You call foul on Zlatan? No, no, no.
Zlatan no foul. Zlatan play shoulder.
I was like, yo, this is crazy, yo.
Oh,
Oh man, I was like, isn't Gio still in the MLS? My boy Gio DeSantos? I think he's still in
probably.
LA Galaxy.
I don't know. You're the MLS fan.
Yo, yo.
I watch professional leagues, not semi-pro leagues, man.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Retirement leagues.
Oh my gosh. So disrespectful. So disrespectful.
But going back,
No.
so the other hot rumor is that Griezmann has an agreement already with Barca. This is also coming from L'Equipe newspaper over in Paris that supposedly there's an agreement. And then another story I read was that because of this, Diego Simeone is trying to get a one-on-one with him like real quick to try and avoid him leaving. The stories are saying that he's going to try and do this on July 1st. The reason being is because after, like right now, his release clause is like 200 million euros. But as of July 1st, it drops down to $120, 120 million euros, which is what they're looking at. So it's going to be interesting to see if this is true. The thing is that the reason why I'm hearing that Simeone wants to kind of talk to him, get a one-on-one, he wants to avoid what happened last year, which was waiting during the whole summer to figure out if he's coming or staying or what. So they're trying to get the one-on-one now and get it over with. Like, are you staying, or should we just start looking for someone else? Which makes sense, you know. So, what do you think on that one? Griezmann coming over if this is true.
I'll take it. Like, you know, I'll definitely take him. I kind of feel like him and Messi play similar roles.
They do.
But yeah, but I think it's all gonna really just be on Valverde, learning how to work them together. Honestly, that's exactly that's the point. Like that's the point. Like, I don't. He's not gonna be able to learn. He's not gonna be able to know how to play with them both at the same time on the field. You know, that's the biggest. That's what I'm scared of. I think they personally. I think Messi and Griezmann will figure it out. But I don't know if Valverde was gonna be able to figure it out.
Valverde
And
can't figure out how to play Malcolm alone, let alone he'll
I
figure out how to
know.
play Griezmann. And
And Malcolm,
Malcolm's skilled. I like Malcolm.
he's good, but Malcolm can just be a right winger. He doesn't have to be like a roamer like Messi or Griezmann.
Yeah.
He's just a right winger. He doesn't. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Malcolm said to this man that he doesn't like him. Like I don't know what he could have possibly did to him. Like
It
I
was
don't know.
to me it's the fact that Barca signed Malcolm, but Valverde never asked for him, so he got a player that he never wanted.
I don't
And
know.
it,
Maybe
and,
like
and this is what angers me when people say, "Oh, sell Malcolm." I'm like, you're selling Malcolm when he never got a fair shake. You know,
yeah.
I mean, it sucks, and that's what it is. But I mean, it, sell Coutinho, keep Malcolm, you'll be fine. You have Dembele, or Malcolm on the right, Dembele on the left. So that's your future right there. I don't know why we need to get anybody else. We need to find a replacement for Suarez, his backup, because
Mhm.
he had the surgery already. He's going to be out for sometime early July, but they're saying that he's trying to come back for Copa America in June, July. So we'll see what happens.
I, I don't know. I don't. Does Valverde have like a daughter that Malcolm's banging or something? I don't know what's going on here. Like I don't like. I don't know what it is. Like I don't know what else it could possibly be that he refuses to play this man. Like
But Dembele gets
maybe
all the chances.
yeah, I'm saying like maybe he made a joke and was like, I want to be your son-in-law, and Valverde was like, oh, oh you're gonna regret saying that, bud. Like, like I don't know what it is. Like I don't know what else it could be. Like and Malcolm comes in and he balls and he's like, all right, good job. Now go sit down there. Like like he's like, you're not playing like 10 games, don't worry about it. Like it's crazy. It's like I bet you Barca's gonna come on some America tour. They're gonna be like Barcelona's playing the Red Bulls in MetLife Stadium. Come see your Barca players. Malcolm, like he's gonna send him for that though. Barca comes over and plays the Red Bulls in MetLife. Malcolm's gonna be the headliner. Like watch. Like I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did, but I was just reading a couple of other things while we've been talking, but did you see all that? Well, it's funny we were talking about how Tottenham's not spending money, but did you see those other rumors that popped up about them tonight?
No, I didn't see him.
There's they said Tottenham is offering $10 million. What's a $10 million loan for Gareth Bale? They want to bring him back to Tottenham for 10 mil,
On
and
the loan?
then yeah, $10 million loan, and then they said they're trying to buy Ryan Sessegnon, the winger from Fulham.
That probably could happen because of the fact Fulham has to lower their salary because they're getting relegated. So
Yeah,
the amount of money they can spend is going to go down. So they're going to be selling players.
sell.
Yep. That's their problem because of the fact they brought in too many players and they messed up the chemistry in that team.
I mean,
Too many changes all at once.
I don't know who really is going to. I don't really know who's going to go. Not who's not going to be there, but I don't know who's really there to buy like that. Again, besides Ryan Sessegnon, there's Marbles on a loan. I could see somebody buying Mitrovic, but even Mitrovic is going to be he's not going to be big money, and I don't think he's going to. If he go even if he stays in the EPL, Mitrovic's not starting. I don't see him as a starter. I think he's good and a roll off the bench, he can come in like the 65th minute and like just bully tired defenders and just have his way with the tired back line. Then you got who else is over there?
Sari, the French guy. Is he French?
I don't know.
Michael G. Sari.
He might be. I don't know. Is there any rumors on him?
I haven't heard anything yet, but I mean, he was a hot topic name like last year, I think it was.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not more on him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then I know Calvin Chambers is probably gonna come back to Arsenal. Oh yeah, he'll probably come back to Arsenal. I don't see if he's. I doubt he's gonna stay down there. Um, I forgot they had Andre Schurrle, but he ain't going nowhere. I'd be surprised though if they. I'd be surprised if he stays down there. He's probably on a loan too. Honestly, I can't see him being there full time.
Who's that?
Andre Schurrle. They got him. They got Timothy Fosu-Mensah. They got a couple people. They got the American Tim Ream, one of the greatest American defenders. You gotta stop laughing. You gotta stop laughing at these American players, yo.
Bro, all right.
Americans are gonna be tough in years. Watch, just wait. Yes. Americans gonna be tough in a couple of years. You keep sleeping.
Real quick reason why not? Defense. Defense is trash. Defense is horrible. They're not gonna go nowhere. The defense is horrible, horrendous. They may get away with beating Trinidad and Tobago. No, they can't because they lost. They may get by beating what's that called? Saint Vincent's and Saint Lucia and whatever else small island team there is.
Talking about in a couple of years, man. Not this year. In a couple of years.
Still, who's your defender?
Watch. They're gonna be tough.
We'll see. I don't know. I gotta look at what the new coach does. I saw his game plan. I was just like, I don't know how that's gonna look on the world stage. I mean, you might get away with it with like smaller countries, but like big, like playing against like Mexico, Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama, you might not get away with it. I don't think so. And that's just those countries. Like when I'm talking, like if you get to the World Cup and you're playing like Argentina, you're playing Germany or Japan, yeah, good luck. Good luck with that strategy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not talking about all the Michael Bradleys of the world. I'm not talking about all those guys. All those guys, they're done. Like, I'm not worried about them no more.
What about your boy Josie Altidore?
Nah, chill. First off, you know that's your man.
That's your boy.
First off, you know it's your man. You know you're a big Josie supporter. Don't give me that. Him and your boy Jordan Morris.
I'm gonna stay here because I will miss my puppy.
Nah, I'm telling you, yo. Give it a couple of years when these youngsters come up, the U.S. is gonna be nice, yo.
That's your front line. That's your midfield. Again, defense is out of whack.
You gotta find defenders, man. We're gonna find defenders. Got time for that. All these kids are all 19 and 20 years old. I'm talking about.
I know, and I'm literally playing your defense. I keep watching the last few times I watched their games. I was like, defense is horrible. I was like, wow. Your center backs have no communication. No matter how you rotate them, they don't communicate. Then you got your left back and your right back. They go so far up, they never come back. The only one does come back is Yedlin, but when he does come back, he's relying on his speed to get back, and it's like he's just barely making it. I mean, that's fine for now. When you're like, the older you get, you lose your speed. That's not going to happen.
I'm not talking about Yedlin's even older than I'm talking. I'm talking about Josh Sargent, Tim Way. I'm talking about them. Weston McKennie.
Right. Like I said.
Yedlin's like 24, 25.
Like I said, that's your front line. That's your midfield. I'm talking about your defense.
The
That's
biggest
fine.
hole.
The kids are 18 years old. You expect them to all be delicts? They're not gonna have 4 delicts back there. Like,
No,
you
but I
put-
mean, nobody's instructing these kids like the center backs. One of you guys need to figure out who's going to take charge. Start dictating. Start taking command of that line. I see the center backs just sitting there and like figuring out what they're going to do. They don't direct the other defenders. They don't say you go up or you come back down or you follow me or you go here. You go. They don't. Nobody directs, man. I mean, if you look like defensive stalwarts like Puyol or Sergio Ramos or Pepe, Pique, like they're directing the rest of the other defense. On the U.S. squad, you have nobody. They're just like there. Like I'm not sure if it's a confidence issue, if it's a knowledge issue, like IQ, like on what to do, or what. But they need to figure it out, and they need to figure it out soon because you can't have a back line and no director.
I'm telling you, man, kids are 18 years old. They got time. You got time.
Well, I don't know. You watch the MLS, so you let me know if there's anybody there that you see that directs a back line. Actually, that's an American. That's 19 or 20.
I'm not watching the MLS for all the defenders in the MLS are like Panamanian and Costa Ricans. There's not a lot of U.S. players. And
They're directing the defense.
Yeah, they also not like 20, not 20 years old. They're not 18 years old. They're all older people.
Yeah,
But
that's the problem I have with the. I mean, you had players in the past, American defenders, that directed, that they directed like on defense, but now I haven't seen any recently at all. Like, and even like I think who was it? I think I saw one, but he was like, giving some bad directions. I'm like, dude, I'm like you're trying to play offsides, but yet you're not lining up with everybody. You're still playing behind, so you're actually messing up the offsides trap. Like, man, like you got to figure it out, man. You can't do one thing and not another thing. It's like one of those. I don't know if it's an IQ thing with the players or the coaching staff. They're not teaching them, but I mean, your center backs need to be your generals. You know?
it's gonna end up being like I feel like it's gonna end up being another. I mean, we have Brad Guzan. Brad Guzan's only like 30. It's gonna be another Tim Howard situation. We're gonna have Brad Guzan until he's probably like almost 40, and that's gonna be the general.
There's your problem.
But they're gonna probably huh?
You got young goalies.
Oh yeah, I know. It's Jordan Klinsmann's son is like probably the main one. He's the main one.
No, you got the kid from the Crew that just moved.
You got Zach Steffen.
Yeah, you got him.
That's right.
You got
Zach Steffen. We got Bill Hamid, and we got Sean Johnson too.
You also got the other guy, the Mexican guy that flipped. Can't remember his name though. I think his last name is Gonzalez. You have him too. I think it's Jesse Gonzalez. I want to say. I mean, there's some depth there at goalkeeper for U.S. But like I said, that back line, yeah, there's nothing there. I mean,
I think we got time to find those because I mean, again, everybody's 18, 19 years old. So I mean, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the youth. I'm not looking at like all these. Even like I like the dude. I like Matt Beasler, but he's like 30 something. Like all these other people are older. Tim Reams like in his 30s, and he's a solid defender for when I watched him play. But again, all these people are like older. Like that's the main. Yeah. And I think all the younger kids that play for the U.S. aren't playing in the U.S. They're all playing like overseas. They're all playing in England and all through Germany and stuff. Like Tottenham has what's his name? Cameron Carter-Vickers, I believe his name is. He's a center back for the U.S. He's like 22 years old. You know, I think he gets like garbage time because he's not taking off Vertonghen and Alderweireld, but just people just playing on those teams is like a big help. And I feel like doesn't Bayern have somebody? Bayern has a U.S. guy too, I believe. I think they do. I know they just bought the Canadian dude. They just bought Alonzo Davies. I know they just bought him not too long ago. But they're probably gonna run him out so much.
Matt Izinga.
Oh, Matt Miazga, he's a Chelsea.
Yeah. Nick Lima.
Matt
Your boy Omar Gonzalez. Trash.
Gosh, they were just talking about him in the game yesterday. I think he was at the Galaxy game. I want to say because he's for Galaxy and he's down in Liga MX now.
I think he's the one that I think that was trying to take control, but just had no clue how to actually direct the defense at all, and was just causing more problems than anything.
Oh. He sucked to me anyway. I didn't think he was that good.
I never liked him at all. I mean, I thought the problem, I think, him, and here's the thing I think with U.S. soccer, Omar, who was the other cat? Miazga.
Miazga.
And
Miazga's young though.
Somebody else. They were getting on
because riding the bench.
Yeah, they were pretty much there because of height more than anything. But they really had no skills.
John Joe Brooks.
Brooks is not bad. He just needs more play. He needs more playing time, and I think he lacks confidence.
Berlin.
I think he lacks confidence, and that's his problem.
I think I don't know if he lacks confidence. I feel like he thinks he has to do too much because he doesn't have enough, or whoever his center back counterpart isn't as good. So I feel like he kind of worries a little too much.
So he's like
he has to try to do everything.
So he's more like a Robin then.
Kind of, sort of.
He's not a Batman. So let's put it this way. So your back line needs to be like Justice League. You need a Batman. You need your Robin. And then you need your Wonder Twins on the outside.
Wonder Twins.
So
depending on how old they are, I don't know how old John Anthony Brooks is, but I think Yellen's only 24 or maybe 26 at the most.
Brooks is 26.
How old is Yedlin?
He might be around there too. Let's see. Yeah, he's 25.
Dang, he's older than I thought he was.
He's gonna turn 26 in July 9th. Sorry.
See, like he's an interesting one, like because if our young guys can develop, I think we can get a couple of years out of Yellen before he's gone. Like that's the problem. Like I think he's just a little too old. Like if Yellen was like 22, it'd be perfect. You know,
as long as stop calling DeMarcus Beasley to the squad, those should be fine.
Oh what? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, don't bring that man's name up around me. Don't bring his name up. That guy had one job. He had one job, and that was to pull down Ronaldo in that World Cup. That's all he had to do. When they broke, all he had to do was pull Ronaldo down, take his yellow. They go fire the ball at field. Something happens, the whistle gets blown. We're on to the next round. All he had to do. But no, 30-something-year-old DeMarcus Beasley thinks he can run with Cristiano Ronaldo. He thinks he can run stride for stride with Ronaldo. And what does Ronaldo do? He knocks on twice, burns Beasley. He's gone by like midfield. Beasley's like stops. He's already jogging. He's like, all right, screw it. He's already gone. Ronaldo hits like a video game cross between two U.S. defenders. Tim Howard, who would just come out and challenge and punch the ball or collect the ball. 9 times out of 10, that one time gets caught ball watching and watches Adair or whoever the striker was get between two U.S. defenders and head the ball in the goal. And the U.S. and you know the rest. We go on and lose to Belgium because the U.S. we want to be that team who puts on the hometown hero. Let's put Chris Wondolowski in the game. Let's put him in. One of the best players in MLS history. Let's put him in the game. And this guy was at the 6-yard box and skied the ball over the goal. wide open goal. Courtois is laying on the ground on the other side of the net, and you skied the ball over the net at the 6-yard box in the U.S. out of the World Cup. I can't kick a soccer ball over the net from the 6-yard box if I try.
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be
No,
surprised.
me, I can't because I can't get the ball off the ground to save my life. I suck at soccer.
Oh,
So
you'd
I
be
know
surprised. Trust me, you'd be surprised.
you are according to you, you are a semi-pro retired men's league soccer player, and you skied the ball over the net at the 6-yard box, 6-yard line. And that's the history of the U.S. team.
And the thing is like what people have to understand is like, and like I talked to this one guy he plays too as well. It's like, oh, how do you miss that? I'm like, you have to remember, 1 inch too low, that ball goes up. You know, and all it is just 1 inch too low. That's all it takes. It's just 1 inch too low, and that ball's going up. Either it goes up high, or it just goes up not that high, but it's still gonna go up. So it's like you're trying to time it. Yeah, the professional is supposed to hit it right, but you know, you just never know. It's like the ball can have a bounce, ball can come in too fast, faster than you expected, and you're hitting it a little too low, and you're popping it up higher than expected. You know, same. It doesn't matter if you hit it like with the bottom of your toe, like you're supposed to, like a power strike, or if you just kind of like tap it like this. If you hit it just a little too low, that ball's going up. You know, and it can happen to anybody. But Wando, it's just Wando. They just called him for too long, and I remember they even moved his position. Like he used to be a forward, and they pushed him back to defense, and they still called him. I'm like, why? Why do they like? Are they? Do they not have that many players that they call this guy? Like I don't know. Like I seen him play. I just don't know what he could do or what he brought to the table. You know, people always try to talk him up. I'm like, I don't see it. I'm like, I try and watch it. I try and be positive. I just don't see anything with Wando. I mean, not the guy, but I mean, I don't think he did anything special.
No, like that's the thing I don't understand. Like I think he's either still one off the club record for San Jose, or he got the record or something. But like I sit here, I'm just like, yo, how did you score these many goals? Like I don't.
It's the MLS. What do you expect?
No, I'm done.
I mean, just think about it. Bradley Wright Phillips, he's been like one of the league's highest scorers, and he's still in the league. Like no team out of no league outside of the U.S. hasn't even looked for him.
I don't even know. Like
what happened to that one guy from Orlando City, that striker that they had? What's his name?
Kyle Larin.
Yeah, where did he end up?
I couldn't even tell you. He went overseas somewhere, and I couldn't even tell you. I'll get it right now.
Oh wait, he's in Turkey.
Where did he play?
Besiktas.
Is he really?
Yep. 15 appearances and 5 goals. He's been there since 2018.
I wonder if he. It's not. How many? I don't know how many games did they play. It's not bad though. He's young enough. He's got time. I'll tell you what. Him and Alphonso Davies is kind of interesting for that Canadian national team, though.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, again, you talk about a team that's just missing everything. I don't know what the Canadian national team has. I couldn't tell you. I mean, the more I look at like the U.S.'s roster, like, you know, I'm not. I mean, whatever I just looked at now is just kind of I don't know. It's a little funky. Whatever this website. I mean, it's the U.S. one, and it's talking. I mean, it's Paul Arriola on it. He plays. I was actually just watching DC United game yesterday, and him and Wayne Rooney played really well together. I mean, he's on it. He's interesting. Here's that Jesse Gonzalez guy you're talking about, the goalkeeper. He plays for FC Dallas.
Yeah, there you go. Him.
I didn't even know Omar Gonzalez was still on the team. That guy is garbage. And you got Ethan Horvath. He's a goalkeeper. Plays for Club Bruges in Belgium. Sean Johnson, Nick Lima, Sebastian Ledjet, Jonathan Lewis. He's another one. He has talent. He's pretty good. But
Where does he play?
he's a forward. He plays for he was on NYCFC, but they traded him to the Colorado Rapids. Because, like, I don't know why they did that. Like he was like a pretty good kid. I think he's only like 20 years old. He's got talent.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. Like, I mean, all of our defenders. That's the main thing. Like, I mean, it's true. It's kind of true to say. Like, we have like when I look at it, we have goalies, and we have mids, and we have forwards that are young. Like when you think about it, like again, you have this kid Jonathan Lewis, you got Weston McKinney, you got Tim Way, you got Josh Sargent, you got what's his kid's name? Joshua Gatlin, I believe it is. You got even Pulisic, you got all these people, but then again, like you said, like when you look on the back line, like even looking off this list, like a lot of these people are like older, and not to say that just they're all old in their 30s. I mean, Omar Gonzalez, yeah, he's in his 30s. Nick Lima probably is around 30. Even like this guy Aaron Long, who's the MLS Defender of the Year, but I think he's all around like 26 and 27. So again, when these kids that are like 18, 19, 20, 21, that when they start developing, these other guys that are in their mid to late 20s aren't going to be there at all. They're not going to be starting. So, that's the one thing I do see is there's not a lot of young defenders that we have. Again, besides Miazga, and he's probably not even like you were saying before. He's probably not like the alpha. He's not like an alpha dog. He's probably not going to be barking orders at people. I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like DeAndre Yellen's like one of our best people to go and play overseas,
And to me, he's a liability.
I think he reminds me of a corner in the NFL. Like he reminds me of like a fast corner in the NFL. He relies on his speed rather than his technique.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what he reminds me of.
Yeah, which is why I say he's a liability because he'll go up to be on the offense, and he'll stay up for too long, and then like, oh crap, I gotta go back down. He relies on his speed to help him get back fast. But I mean, a ACL tear, some kind of injury, or even time passes by, you're gonna lose your step.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you're gonna lose the speed, and then if your technique is crap, then you ain't offering nothing.
Yep.
I don't know. Really interesting to see, but
the Gold Cup is coming up soon, so they're gonna have to start, getting squads ready and the training camp soon.
Yeah, that's this summer, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Soccer just does not stop. It's crazy. It does not stop. But I like it. This is always something to watch. Like, it's funny. I was watching. I'm pretty sure like everything that we're talking about now is just like us in a one whole long rant. Like I think we've just been like rambling and talking for forever.
Yeah.
Like, but I watched so much this past weekend, between I was watching the MLS and then I watched the last day of the EPL. I was flipping back and forth between like 10 games. And then it's funny, like I was watching two soccer games at once. Like on my TV, I had like the EPL games, and then on my tablet, I was on the Watch ESPN app. So like I was watching anything and everything that was up there. Like there was an MLS game, I started watching that. Then like a USL game came on. I started watching the USL, and then you know what's been good? I've been watching a lot of the Champions League, not Champions League, the English Football League, the League Two. I've been watching all that. And
Championship League.
yeah, I've been watching all that because they're in the playoffs right now. That's actually been pretty. It's been like pretty good. I was watching like it was like the Tranmere Rovers and Newport County and watching all these teams. Oh man,
That's money. Teams, when you go from the second division to the first division, you get you get more money, and they get it that part of that revenue from the TV stream or TV rights. That's why they fight so hard. That's why it's like watching the lower division is sometimes better than watching the first divisions because of the fact that they fight so hard just to move up.
yeah. Like I'm like catching myself kind of going for Newport County right now, man. Like I was watching some of those. I watched one of the games and it was like I was watching on the tablet and oh, it was like it was so wrong too because I was watching on the tablet and the whole time watching it, it's my tablet's like running perfectly fine. I'm watching the game. The game was 1-1. It was a man. I think it was Mansfield Town versus versus Newport County. It was tied 1-1 on aggregate. It went to extra time. They did the stoppage time, everything. They did the whole 120 minutes and everything. And I'm just like, yo, this game is like crazy. Like, and man, I think it's Mansfield. Like, same thing. Like same thing you said. Like, when the ball don't want to go in, it ain't going in. Like, they had so many times the ball's hitting the post. The ball's like rolling, and the goalie's like saving it with like a fingertip. And I'm like, yo, this is nuts. Like, and then it goes to PKs, and they go back and forth. They both score the first one. They both score the second one. And then Mansfield Town walks up and kicks it, and the goalie for Newport saves it. And like again, I'm not really a fan, but like he saved it. And I was like, oh, let's go. And then I was like, wait, let me relax. I was getting mad hyped, and I got so hyped, yo. And then like they kept scoring. I was like, yo, let's go, Newport, let's go. Like I was watching the game, and then I was so mad. And then I got to the last kick of the game, and it was like the announcer. You just felt all the pressure in the world. And the announcer was sitting up here, and he was just like, "This is it, one kick sends Newport to the championship." And you just felt all the tension, all the pressure, and everything. And I was just sitting here, like I was standing up in my room, and just watching the tablet, like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," just watching it. And the strike from whoever it was, my man, he rolled up to kick the ball, and my joke started buffering. I was like, no! It was so bad. Like, I had for like 10 minutes trying to get it back, trying to get it back, trying to get it back. And then, like, I clicked it, so I backed out, I clicked it again, and it was just buffering, and it just said, your event has ended. I was like, yo, who won the game? I went to Google and I searched it, and it was like Mansfield Town versus Newport. And I clicked it, and it was like Newport wins 5-3 on penalties. I was like, let's go, Newport. Let's go. I don't know anybody on the team, but I was so happy for him. I was so hyped. I was like, I'm a Newport County fan now, I guess. There you go, starting 11 fans. I'm a Newport County fan.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm a big proponent for MLS to figure out a way to do pro rel, but they're not going to do it because of the way they have the contracts set up with the owners.
They gotta change that, man. I would love to see the relegation come to MLS, them in the USL and all that stuff. That'd be awesome.
You can do the MLS, state as it is, the USL and the what's that other one? NASL, I think it is. They can figure out who's gonna be second, who's gonna be third, and then they just start inviting teams over. Inviting teams over and just have a raffle. Be like, all right, just say, all right, you guys are built already. You guys go straight to the second. Everybody else, we gotta figure out how we're gonna do second and third divisions. and then you go up there, and you create one huge league. The last 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 get relegated. The last 2 can go into say a definite relegation, and then the 2 second to last can have a playoff, and the loser gets relegated, and the winner stays.
Yeah.
And in that way, you have the winner of the first and second place of the second division, they automatically go up. Third place of the second division plays the third to last, or the loser of that playoff game, and the winner goes up, and the loser goes to the second division. I mean, you're talking about some big games right there. 2 teams playing 2 games with 2 teams playing to be in the first division. What else can you ask for, man? I'm
for real.
I
think we should do. I think next week's episode should just be us trying to do a figuring out how we can do it. Say MLS is 1, USL is 2, and then we just figure out 1 or 2 more leagues under it, and I think that should be one of the things we should just do next week on the show. Just our proposal.
Yeah.
We can start working on an article or something. Do a joint article. Maybe submit it. Oh man. I don't know. Like you said, like we always talk about MLS. I don't think it's gonna get any better. I mean, it can only go so far with the way it currently is. I don't think it can get really. I don't think. I mean, it can get a little better. It's gonna. You always invite new teams in, and you always make money like that, bringing new teams in and new fan bases and stuff like that. But
at some point, there has to be a limit, though.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna open the. It's not gonna be a 50-team league. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna. I think they're around. I think they're gonna be 30 next year. So
Damn, already?
I think so. I think it's around 30.
Golly. Yeah, they gotta figure something out. Cause I mean, I remember because I always figured out why. Well, asked why it wasn't a pro rel, and I looked into a lot of the stuff, and apparently, in part of the contracts is that the teams. I'm not sure if it changed, but I remember the beginning was that the teams were guaranteed to be in the MLS. So if there ever was a pro rel, those teams were not going to drop. So if that's the case, it's got to be look, we're going to have money revenue. You're going to have all this if you stay in. But the problem also comes in is that the salary cap is so freaking low for the teams because MLS is worried about running into the same issue that ruined the NASL back in the day when owners went on a spending spree, and the Cosmos, I think, built the first super team ever. Before the Galacticos, there was a Cosmos. Did you ever see that?
No, and then.
Oh man! If you want to know who the Galacticos were before the Galacticos, look up Cosmos NASL. Look at how that team was built, bro. It was like a who's who. They were like soccer superstars, just traveling the USA. Everybody knew who they were. They had Pele on the team. They had, I think it was Beckenbauer. They had a bunch of players, bro, top class, and other teams were and they were winning, so other teams were oh, we gotta keep up, so they were spending money to bring in players too. So at one point, NASL had a lot of the top players in the world playing, but they were spending the cash.
Yeah.
And the problem happened was they were spending more than what was coming in, and that's the problem that MLS fears. But sooner or later, they need to open up the more. Need to figure something out because that's the reason why some of these players aren't coming. I mean, if you look at Beckham's salary, he got the max deal from MLS, then they offered him a sponsorship deal with Pepsi that gave him more money, and then they threw an incentive of you're gonna have a discount of buying a team whenever you want, and then also there was other incentives to make him come over. He can go on loan and play whenever he wanted overseas if he wanted, if any team wanted him. And that's when he went to AC Milan, I think it was.
I I don't know, man. Like right now, I just looked it up. Right now, they're at 24. Um, they're gonna expand to 27 with Inter Miami CF and Nashville SC in 2020, and then Austin FC in 2021, and then they're gonna expand to 28 teams by 2022 and 30 teams like the following year. So
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I want to see what the kind of stadium Beckham builds. I mean, you're playing soccer in the middle of summer in Florida, and it's hot. Like
that's
I'm
real
telling you,
fans right there, man. That's real fans.
like I'm telling you right now, my son plays, and I'm like, golly, man, it's just horrendous. I'm like, and I can't even imagine how the World Cup's gonna be in Qatar.
Oh
You know,
man.
I mean, I'm sitting there, I have like a straw hat on, and I feel bad for him. And I'm checking on him. I'm like, you put water on yourself, like make sure you got water. He's like, I'm good. And I'm like, dumping water on his back, his head, everywhere, make sure he cools down. Kid's coming out with a wet shirt, but it like dries out like in 2 minutes. It's freaking hot. He's like, I'm all soaked. I'm like, give it 2 minutes, he'll dry off. And it's just the way it is, man. It's just crazy. So, I mean, I understand you want to use the heat in your favor, but I mean, like, come on. Like Orlando City has it, but the way Orlando City Stadium is like they have like the shade that covers like all the seats of the fans,
Mhm.
but the playing field like open, which is pretty cool. But I mean,
Have you
we'll
been to
see.
any of their games yet?
I've been to one of the games I think a year or two ago.
Mm.
So it's like no bad seat in the house because the stadiums are small, but they keep
Yeah,
it kind of open where you can actually expand from the outside up.
yeah. Mm.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, it was sold out, that's a good thing.
What's sold out?
The stadium when I went,
Beckham's? Oh,
no,
you're
no,
right.
no,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
Orlando City when I went like when Pirlo was playing with NYFC. That's why I
yeah.
went because I wanted my son to see Pirlo, and luckily David Villa was there, so we got to see David Villa. But that was the one time that I went.
Mm.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we could have a whole show on what what we think MLS can do to make the product better and kind of bring players over here. You
Oh,
know.
definitely,
So
definitely. I think it starts with promotion and relegation. Honestly, like when you have people in lower leagues, like like you're saying, like if you have the low, if you have the two lowest teams in MLS are going down, the two top teams in the USL or move up, and then when you see that, you get to see new players coming off of new teams, you know, and that just leads to more of a fan base. You're, I don't know. I feel like it's just gonna, I feel like promotion and relegation is can really only be a good thing. It just
mhm.
it shows more competition.
Oh
But
yeah, games mean more.
exactly when you got people that are like they gotta win this game to avoid relegation, or they gotta win this game by 2 goals to avoid going down. It's not like you know because if you lose in the MLS, it's just like all right, we came in last place. All right, next season. Like like it's not. There's nothing. It's like we're at the bottom. Okay, cool. Let's just go up now. You know. Now it's like. I mean, obviously there's motivation there because you don't want to be the worst team in the league, but it's like there's nobody that's taking our spot or anything. But now if you introduce relegation, it's like, no, fuck this. I'm not coming in last. Like, I'm not trying to go down the league. Like, you know. So I don't know. Oh man, it's a lot. Soccer's so much. It's crazy. It's so much more than just like the NBA or the NFL or something like that. It's so much because it's like hundreds of leagues. It's like worldwide. It's so much that you can just talk about just for hours.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you said, you have each country, and in that country, there's so many subdivisions.
Yeah.
You know, like England has like a bunch of leagues.
Dude, I didn't even know it was that bad.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was like 2 or 3. I saw it was like 14 leagues. I'm like, yo,
hmm
you're never making it from that 14th league to the first one. Like, it's never gonna happen.
And the funny thing is, it's like that all around the world. I mean, in Peru, everything like you have like teams that are like in like say we're both from West Orange, right? Like West Orange has their team, their own little team. Okay, it's like you'll have players from like West Orange, Orange, East Orange, South Orange, and you can call it, to Orange, whatever. And you
Yeah.
just have like a little stadium, like say at Orange Park,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just build and build and build from there. Sometimes the team doesn't end up going far, but you have the local support.
Yeah.
They just support it, and but that's the thing though. It's because in those countries like England and Peru and Argentina, like and Spain and Italy, it's like it's pretty much the main sport in those countries.
Oh, yeah.
Here it's like you got football, basketball, hockey, baseball. It's like so. I mean, soccer is starting to grow, but I don't think it's at the point where you're gonna have those kind of local teams because you have people. Now you're trying to buy attention from football, basketball, baseball,
Yeah.
and
And I think that's the reason. Like as much as I love the U.S. team and everything, like I think that's part of the reason I don't think they're ever gonna be like in the upper echelon of teams because like people joke, people like laugh when I say it because even like when people that like I work with and everything, they all say like, yeah, like I always tell them like the U.S. is never gonna be this good just because of the fact like the soccer isn't the main sport in America. It's just not like you have football, basketball, baseball, whatever else. Soccer's like I don't even know. It's top 10 obviously in the U.S., but soccer is the sport of the rest of the world. Like in my opinion, it is So you have people that live in some of these countries that only have soccer, that they only have the choice of soccer, they only love soccer. Whereas the U.S. is like, oh, I could do football, I can do baseball, I can do basketball, I can do track, I can do soccer, I can do bowling, I can do this, I can do that. Like you have so many different options in the U.S. In some countries, it's just like it's soccer or nothing.
yeah.
So it's like you learn it's the sport of the world.
hmm
So to me, that's just how it is, man. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we covered a lot tonight.
Yeah, we did.
A lot, dude.
Yeah, this is a long episode with two guys. It's like 2 hours now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of conversation going on here.
Oh my god, man.
Kind of apologize, but we just got into it, and so thank you for joining us on this long 2 hour episode.
I said we were gonna be out by in 45 to 50 minutes.
You were like, I showed you it's the program. Like, oh yeah, we should be done 30 minutes. I was like, you sure? I got a nice long rant about Barca.
2 hours and 25 minutes later.
An hour and a half later.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on episode 2 of the Starting 11. Descriptions are in the time frame and skips are in the description in case you want to just jump to conversations and avoid any spoilers or whatever. It's a 2 hour show. A little.
We gotta chop into like 20-minute segments or something, man. This ain't gonna be up till next week. Like, screw it.
I can't. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
All right,
Starting 11 later.